Exactly. Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return, and double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. A reset that deserves people. Yeah, a reset that deserves people. And I just wanted to do a video on this because there's a lot of idiots out there who are gullible. They don't know what the global reset is about. The global reset is basically a sweet way of saying the new world order. And let me get that in Habakkuk 2, by the way. The global reset is a sweet way of saying the new world order. And a lot of people don't know that. Actually, you know what? I want to start at Habakkuk. Okay. Habakkuk. Okay. Habakkuk. And let's start at verse 4. Alright, so let's type in what is the global reset about? What is the global reset about? What is the global reset? Let's click on this. Let's hear it from the devil's mouth. So here it says, I'll begin by addressing the elephant in the room. Isn't the Great Reset simply a conspiracy theory? No, it is a conspiracy fact. Because these people have been theorizing. They have been plotting. They have been coming together to plan this for years. Because what does the word conspiracy mean? The word conspiracy means to breathe together, to plan together. So these people have been planning this shit together for years. So the Great Reset is simply a conspiracy fact connected and circulated by right-wing extremists. These so-called conspiracy theories run by something like this. The Great Reset is a plot hatched by technocratic global elite to establish a socialist economy, new world order. There you have it right there. The Great Reset is a sweet way of telling you people, we want a new world order. Now, they're not going to tell you that. They're not going to tell you that the Great Reset is another way of saying the new world order. This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 4. Behold, his soul, behold, his spirit, which is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Now, let's go to verse 5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Right. This man, the so-called white man, he transgressed by wine. What is that wine? That wine is his democracy. His ideal way of living. That is his wine. Do as thou wilt. You know, ooga ooga. You know, beat on your chest. Be a gorilla. If you want to be a tranny, go ahead. If you were born a boy or a girl and you believe you should have been otherwise, consult with your parents immediately. Let your parents know how you feel. That kind of shit. If you want to get married to a horse, that kind of shit. Okay, do as thou wilt. You can smoke, get tattoos, lineups, edge-ups. If you want to be a gangster, a thug, go ahead. If that's what you want to be, do it. Do as thou wilt. That is that wine. Okay, that is that wine. If you want to be a sodomite, go ahead. That is all a part of the so-called white man's wine. Now, if you are a Hebrew Israelite, which is a so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Indian, I must also tell you this. If you are a sodomite, if you are a homosexual, if you are a adulteress, if you're getting tattoos, if you're getting lineups and edge-ups, if you're eating unclean foods like pork, shrimp, lobster, crabs, animals with paws, horse meat, if you're eating anything in the seas that do not have fins or scales, if you're worshiping idols, if you're worshiping false gods, if you're a Hebrew Israelite and you're worshiping anything except Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, the Lord is going to destroy you. Do you understand? The Lord is going to destroy you. So yea, because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, right? The United States government have troops in every country except its own. The United States government have troops in Ukraine, in the southern and eastern parts of Europe, on the western borders of Russia. They got troops in the Middle East. They got troops in warships over there. And excuse me, in the artificial islands of Taiwan, China. They got troops down there in Africa. So America has spread itself very thin. Who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death. This man is as death. Right? This man is as death, and cannot be satisfied. But gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Don't that sound familiar? I'm going to read it again. But gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. What do that sound like to you? The New World Order. So it was prophesied that this man, the so-called white man, starting with the so-called elites, trickling down to the rest of their nation and people, the biblical Edomites, also known as the wicked and the devil in the Holy Scriptures, it was prophesied that this man would move forward with his new world order. Now, here comes the key point. Shall not these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? Right? How have this man increased to himself that which is not his? What does it mean by you have increased to that which is not yours? What does that mean? That means for you to increase to that which is not yours means that you have stolen. You have taken from somebody else which belong not to you, and you basically put it in your pocket. And that's exactly what the so-called white men did. When the conquistadors and the Spaniards first came over here to America, and they met the natives of this land, what did they do? First, they set up peace treaties. They set up peace treaties, what the Bible calls covenants. As a matter of fact, let's get it. Because the Bible... No, let me slow down. What the world calls peace treaties, the Bible calls covenants. Because in the Holy Scriptures, it speaks of covenants. So, let's get that. Let's get that. And, Salakia, if my voice sound kind of shallow, the reason why I am speaking quietly is because I have brothers who are trying to sleep, and they have to be up early in the morning to go to work. So I am speaking as quietly as possible. Let's start here. Okay, so let's go to the book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 20. It says, he, who is he? The he is talking about the Edomites, the biblical Edomites, which is the so-called white man, who called themselves Spaniards, conquistadors, and the English Dutch mercenaries when they first came over here to the Americas. He put forth his hands against who? Against the so-called natives of this land, the so-called Reubenites, who come from the tribe of Reuben, the so-called Seminole Indians, Gad, who comes from the tribe of Gad. And by the way, I am listing some of the tribes of Israel. So who comes from the tribe of Reuben? The so-called Seminole Indians. Who come from the tribe of Gad? The so-called native Indians. Who come from the tribe of Issachar? The so-called Mexicans. Okay? Who come from the tribe of Naphtali? The so-called Argentinians. The so-called Chileans. Who come from the tribe of Asher? The so-called Colombians. Okay, the so-called Colombians, the so-called Uruguayans. Who come from the tribe of Ephraim? The so-called Puerto Ricans. These were the people who were the so-called natives of this land. And while we were in this land, while we were ruling this land, and I say we because I am personally from the tribe of Gad. And while we were ruling this land, we were broken up into our own personal tribes. The Cherokees, the Choctaws. No. The Choctaws. Okay? Wet feet. Okay? We were known as wet feet because we were known for living on a swampy land here in America. But what happened? When the Edomites came over here, they made peace treaties with us. And then while they broke those peace treaties, let's continue reading. While they broke those peace treaties, he put forth his hands such as be at peace with them. He had broken his covenant. He had broken his what? His agreement. His agreement of peace. Okay? He had broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter. When the so-called white man first came over to this land, they made peace with us. He came crouching as a lion, like it tells you in the book of Sirach, the 12th chapter. He crouched as a lion. Okay? He came making peace with us. You know, basically he was like, hello basically he was like, how it do? It is a pleasure to meet you. Man, you guys are marvelous. Your way of living is amazing. Do you mind if we live among you and basically do you mind if we live among you and learn your way of living? Do you mind showing us how you live? This is amazing. Wow, because when the conquistadors and the Spaniards first came over here, they were the ones kissing our ass, right? They were the ones kissing our ass, telling us how amazing we were, because that's how they got the trust. That's how they got the trust of the so-called natives of this land. It all started by them kissing our ass, making a covenant with us, making friends with certain of us. But what happened? What happened? It says his words were softer than oil. Your way of living is amazing. Wow, you people are so great. Wow, I did not know you people did this. You built houses and pyramids. That's impressive. That is so impressive. You know what? We love you people. You people are amazing. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Excuse me. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. So this man was speaking with a forked tongue. Okay? This man was speaking with a forked tongue. This fucking devil. Okay? And you know what? He's doing it again. He's telling you people that he loves you so much that he's willing to give you a vaccine. He's doing it again. And we all know what that shit do. And a lot of people know not to take it. And here, they are presenting you with a chip. They are presenting you with a solution, an idol. You want to find peace? Then do this. So let's go back. Let's go back. It says, woe to him that increaseth that. Habakkuk 2:6. I'm going to continue on. Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. Right? Because when the conquistadors and the Spaniards first came over here, they made peace with the so-called natives of this land, and then ultimately they betrayed them. They murdered them. They raped, robbed, and pillaged the people of this land. And then afterwards, what happened? They took all the gold and silver, which belonged not to them. They took all the merchandise, which belonged not to them. And even to this very day, they are still doing the exact same thing they did 2,000 years ago, over 2,000 years ago, starting with when Alexander first came into power. And even to this very day, they are still doing it. They are going to these other countries. They are stealing lithium. They are stealing precious. They are stealing REMs, rare earth minerals, or rare earth metals. Okay. They are stealing oil, gas, lithium. They are stealing fossil fuels. They're stealing fuel and gases from these other countries, and they're bringing it back here to America. And you know why they're doing these things? They are doing these things in the name of peace. They are raping, murdering, robbing, pillaging in the name of peace. So, woe. And by the way, the word woe goes back to the Hebrew word abadium, which means destruction. Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. What is that thick clay? That word clay goes back to the Hebrew word ibatyat, which means depth. So with that, I'm going to say shalom is on to the next one.